Greetings and welcome to my second video here on Citizen Matt, and today I'm going to talk to you about a question that I've got, a conundrum that I'm running over in my mind, and I think I'm pretty much certain that I'm not the only person that's got this issue going on at the moment, and that is Corbyn or not Corbyn. That is the question. I am a Labour Party member, and it seems now, because of what the NEC has decided, that Jeremy Corbyn is going to be on the ballot paper, and so I have to decide who shall be the next Labour leader. Will it be the guy who's currently the Labour leader, or will it be somebody else? At the moment, that looks like either Angela Eagle or a chap called Owen Smith. There may be others. It may not be Owen Smith. I don't know if he can get enough MPs. So anyway, should I vote for Jeremy Corbyn or should I vote for somebody else? And I really don't know the answer. Last time I voted for Corbyn, and I voted for Corbyn because I just think he is incredible. I think he is the most mesmerising, most captivating, most inspirational politician of my lifetime. And that might sound a little over the top, but that's because I'm quite a cynical guy and I don't tend to get excited by politicians. But he is the first politician that's made me understand why cults can develop around leaders. And what I like so much about him, because he wasn't my first choice last time. He was actually my third. My first choice was Yvette Cooper, because I thought it would be good to have a female leader of the Labour Party. And then the literature that she sent out to members was so condescending. It was all like, vote for change, but I won't tell you what any of that is. So it's like, don't worry your silly little heads over that, vote for me and I'll sort out all the complicated stuff. Well, I'm sorry, love, I'm as educated as you are and probably more experienced. So, no, don't patronise me, you're not getting my vote. So then next it was Andy Burnham. I quite like Andy Burnham. He's got an accent, that's good. But on a more serious level, he has a working class background, he's northern, and he's shown himself to be a pretty solid member of the cabinet in the past. But then he decided he was going to complain about welfare reform, but then voted for it. And he just seemed to be, to use the words of that SNP politician, a weather vane rather than signpost. And I thought, well, no, we need someone with a bit of principle who won't just sell out to whatever the fashion is this week. And what I really found so inspirational about Jeremy was he talked to people and he has a charisma, but it's not a standard charisma. And for a while I tried to work out what is this X factor that he has, and he undoubtedly has it, because thousands upon thousands of people are captivated by him. And I believe, and this might sound ridiculous, but hear me out, that what it is, he has saintly qualities. And what I mean by that, and I've written several books on saints, is that saints tend to be people who are very firm in their beliefs. They're very strong in what they believe, but they don't shout about it. They're not ranters. So they're not like a George Galloway character, who I wouldn't have voted for, even though, he's also on the left. But to me, that's not a leader. That's not somebody who's as inspirational. It's all about George Galloway. It's not about the issues. And, it's anger. Whereas Jeremy's always very calm, very collected. And when he's talking to people, it sounds like he's actually listening to them and considering them. And he will revise his opinion at times, but he will never compromise his beliefs. And I find that inspirational, and I find him so refreshingly honest. When somebody asks him a question, he doesn't just come back with a pre-prepared soundbite. He considers it for a second and shows it the respect it deserves, but then gives an honest answer. So, taking all that into account, well, why the hell would I even be doubting to vote Jeremy Corbyn again? And that's because I just get the feeling that something's not right. Now, part of it is the Parliamentary Labour Party is at war with Jeremy Corbyn. And in a way, I'm angry with the Parliamentary Labour Party about that, because they should be getting behind their leader. And they never liked him, let's be honest. And the press have launched a really nasty and unfair campaign, and not just the Murdoch press, which you expect it from, but people like Laura Kunsberg and BBC, who really should be doing a far better job at being impartial. But, you know, they get a lot of criticism, some of it justified, but these members of the PLP, you know, they're professional people, they're intelligent people. They know what a strong mandate he has from members. Yet there must be something that's making them think, well, do you know what, we can't get behind this guy. And the fact is, whilst, you know, I love everything that Jeremy stands for, a Labour Party that's nowhere near getting in power and not capitalising on the Tories being so awful at the moment is a Labour Party that's not doing its jobs. That said, I don't want to go back to the Blairist position, and I think the Chilcot inquiry has reminded us of all why that kind of very different cult of personality really is not good for the country or the party. And I don't know the answer. I mean, I suppose one thing which is a bit frustrating is I don't see an alternative. I don't see a character coming out there with, say, even a Blair-like charisma that can challenge Jeremy. You know, I mean, all due respect, Angela Eagle is no leader. You know, she really doesn't look the part. She doesn't talk. There's just nothing there, which makes me think she was always only ever going to be a stopgap. But a stopgap until what? You know. Now, Hilary Benn seems to have some leadership characteristics, and that's quite good. But you know what? I'm really struggling with Hilary Benn after what he said over Syria. I thought that was a really nasty bit of double speak that he used there. So, you know, so I'm saying, well, okay, so, but, you know, there's still something not working with Jeremy. And is it that he's an activist, which he undoubtedly is, but not a leader? You know, he seems to be very concerned about his causes, but maybe not some of the ones that he isn't. And as a leader, you've got to encompass everyone. And of course, the one thing that really, the first big warning bell was the recent anti-Semitism thing, where, and I have to say there's a vested interest here, because the Jewish MP that was the victim of anti-Semitic abuse in there, Ruth Smith, is actually somebody I know personally. So, but I'm trying not to let that sway me. You know, what went on there what was said was horrific. It was so wrong. And it is something that you do see in the left. You do see that anti-Semitism where you wouldn't see, for example, other forms of prejudice and discrimination so openly. And Jeremy was there and he didn't challenge it. And yes, it was Shemi Chakrabarty's meeting. I get that. But the fact is that a leader should go in and say, well, no way. Not here. Not now. And, you know, and how that was dealt with, it was almost in a way that, you know, I don't really need this hassle in my life, rather than this is a problem, let's sort it out. So I just wonder, you know, I think Jeremy Corbyn has an immense role to play for the Labour Party, and I would be really angry if he was totally sidelined. And I do think that the left needs to be included more. They've been sidelined for too long, and look at the consequences. You know, the country's in such a mess because there hasn't been a credible left, either when Labour was in power or not. But, you know, is he an activist rather than a leader? But then that begs the question, if he is, and we need a leader, where do we find one? Because it ain't Angela Eagle. And who is Owen Smith, anyway? Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Please write your comments, because I need my mind making up over this, and I would love to hear from people who know what they're talking about, perhaps more than I do, and who have different comments one way or the other, because what I don't want to see is this crisis continue. I don't want a divided Labour Party. I want a Labour Party that is united behind a leader, so we can go out there, tackle the Tories, and I know this is not popular at the moment, and actually get us back in the European Union one day, because to me, that's what matters. Okay, thanks for listening. Please subscribe, comments below.